hear myself through my headphones. Yes, man. Like, I feel real good about this right now.
Pay attention, because you are now listening to Permission to Speak Freely.
Supposed to have a guest, man. Hopefully you listen to this episode if you the guest, man. Like, where you at, man?
Where you at, bro?
You're supposed to be here, bro.
We waiting on you, man. Shit.
Aaron dropped out. You know what I mean? Talk about he had, what's wrong with Aaron? He had migraine.
Migraine. Yeah.
I done done this with a migraine a million times.
Yeah, man. Come on, Aaron.
I'm on that today. I'm on that all day today, bro. I've been reading this Relentless book that Captain Vestal recommended.
Yeah.
I'm on that today, bro. That's probably this whole episode. Hey y'all, we're supposed to have a guest, so we don't really got no topics, and we ain't about to pull topics out. We ain't got a hero of the week. We here, y'all, and hopefully y'all here with us. Well, first off, Damon, though, our anniversary is coming up, bro. We about to really hit 5.
Yeah, man, we about to hit 5 years, man. So yeah, that might be that one time you might see us get a little shot in, man. You know, we known to get a little shot.
Yo, I gotta tell you something. If I do take a shot, it's really just gonna be for the pie, bro. I ain't really been drinking like that.
Bro, I am the same way, bro. Like I'm gonna tell you, man, I had a beer yesterday, man, and it fucked my stomach up, bro.
Yeah.
Like I haven't been like that, man, because we had a parade thing yesterday on base, and I was staying out there. So you stand out there chilling, you know what I mean? Just pop the beer, man, you know what I mean? Dude, that shit fucked me up, bro.
Yeah, I can't do it. I don't know about beer, bro. I don't know about beer, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Well, I do want to say this, though. This year flew by. You know, it's November already. And I know, and where you at, you're in Cali, so the weather don't really change, bro. I swear it was warm just last week. I swear just this week it was warm. I went to the gym this morning, bro. It's cold as hell, bro.
Bro, that's one of the biggest things about the East Coast for me, bro. When I say it get bone chilling cold, bro. I did 2 years no, you ain't get to come up there for that. But we did the 2 years in Maine before, on the pre-comp thing. Bro, I couldn't even come out the car some of the time, bro. I mean, couldn't get out the house, bro. It was snowing and so damn cold, bro. Like, God damn.
Bro, do you believe we a week away from November? Like, can you believe that? I can't believe that, bro.
Time is flying, bro. Like, even the weeks, bro. You know what I'm saying? The weeks are like, it's Monday, and all of a sudden, bro, it's Thursday, bro. It's like, what the fuck?
And the Navy good at that, especially when you got a job that your schedule pretty much built for you. It's good at that. Then on our, like my schedule or your schedule, even if you get out of a meeting or something, it's a seller, and at least in my schedule, it's a seller like at the office, wanting to have a conversation about something. So it's my day is always like just chock full, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you think about this, the Kendrick Super Bowl performance was in February.
Yeah.
The album drop, GNX, dropped last November. Like, it's been a year since his album dropped. I just feel like it ain't been that long, bro. Like, it's crazy.
Time is freaking flying, bro. It is no joke. And same thing goes back to like 5 years, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Like that time flying, man. I gotta send you. I know you got some too, man, but on my phone, bro, like we was taking pictures of us when we first started.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in the kitchen, bro. I got a lot of pictures in my thing from like the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's crazy, bro.
It's been 5 years and we ain't big time yet. Y'all got to get us big time to the listeners, man.
Yeah,
we still trying to be big time.
Yeah.
Man, we at this point, man, we having fun, and hopefully y'all are too. And we learning stuff sometime. Hopefully y'all are too. I'm telling y'all, this book got me juiced up. So this episode is gonna be just all that. Are you celebrating Halloween this year?
Yeah, man. That's one thing about Ella. I don't know what we're going to do. Like, we don't really have young kids no more or anything like that. So we probably going to be in the front dressed up. Ella's good at like crafting stuff. So she already made like 3 witches in the front, bro. Like stuff like that. She does herself, and she like doing that stuff. So we're most definitely going to be out in the front celebrating, bro.
Yeah. I don't know, bro. Like, Money, you know, Ella seem to always be thriving, bro. Money ain't what it used to be. You know what I mean? It's a different vibe over here, man. On the
bro,
DC
it's an outfit and some candy, bro. That's all you need, man. Outfit and some candy, bro.
Candy, a bag of candy costs $24.
You right about it.
A small bag, $24.
Bro, don't even get me started, bro.
I be buying candy for my office, and they eating that shit in like a day, bro. It's like,
me too,
do
man.
y'all know how?
Yeah.
Yo, CMC, I just came to get some candy.
Yeah, that's
the last
crazy.
CMC had like a 2-piece of candy limit. And I could see why. You know, I try to be different, you know? And my man who be leaving the comments, he probably, you right, dog. The dude that left the comment the other day, like, I think some of y'all be making rank too fat. You might be right, bro. You know, I try to like, yo, you take however much you want. Yo, they really take however much they want, bro. Like, I saw somebody grab like 6 joints. I'm like, yo, leave some for somebody else, man.
Man, look, that's like last night. So Ella was in the parade, bro. And you know, they had candy. They was giving out candy. It was a Halloween parade. So they was giving out candy and stuff. She said, man, these kids was coming at her, bro. Give me this, bro. They was calling her bro and everything, bro.
Yeah, you know, they say, bro.
They said they was walking down the parade, bro. They'll go in one spot. They'll come back, catch him in another spot. She said she saw some kids like 5 or 6 times, bro. Like,
yeah.
They messing around, man.
They don't play, bro. And I've been eating that candy in my office too, bro. I gotta stop, bro. Them Butterfingers. And then the Butterfingers stay in your teeth for about 3 minutes after you eat it. You know, people coming in the office, I still got Butterfinger in them. All right, look, real quick, y'all. We need some E6 and Junior to come holler at us, man. It's been a while. If you E6 and Junior, hit us up direct. I'll get your info right to Tyra, and we could slide you wherever you want to be at in the episode, man. Just it's funny, after we started that whole pause game for a little bit, every time I say something suspect, I kind of think about it. Like, yeah, I'm like, slide you. But for the E6 and Junior, yeah, come through, y'all. We need y'all. Like, people be, do y'all do E6? Yes.
Most definitely, man.
It's y'all. You know, some of y'all chasing commands, you know, be trying to stop y'all and all that. Come through, man. Come through. Let's talk. That's the dream episode. It's a couple of our last couple episodes we had with Young Sellers. Sometime it was like a technical difficulty or something, and that was on our part, honestly, most of the times, but that's our fault. You know, I think we got it figured out. Just come through, y'all. Let's do this. And also some co-hosts, right? I got a thought, Damon, that we could revolve co-hosts around every now and then, but we definitely need, and not because we want to be like a Sports Center show or nothing, but we definitely need a lady. And one of the reasons is because the Women's Symposium, yo, it's almost the next year. We need another Women's Symposium. So we definitely need, you know, a lady to come, but also come hang, you know, hold it down with us. Preferably active duty, you know, somebody with some legs that, you're going to be here and kind of thinking about Navy stuff for a while. So come through, come holler at us.
Yeah. We're looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to it.
All right, let's get it, man. I think we need like we ain't got nothing to like separate. We got this. Let's see. Something to separate. Intro. There we go, man. Just normal round of applause to separate. You know, we here, y'all. We here. My first question to you is this, Damon. When the last time that you've been let down, bro?
Ooh. Last time I've been let down, man.
Yeah, and it's a setup question because I really don't care about the last time you've been let down. I've been let down, so I need yours first.
Man, I'm trying to think last time I was let down, man. Shit, bro, I don't know.
All right, I'm going to tell you mine.
Yeah, go ahead and tell me yours.
Had a meeting. Right? Bunch of CMCs and on that meeting. And one of the CMCs, I don't call too many people my OG. I don't even say that. But for the sake of this conversation, I'm gonna use the term. So one of the dudes is the OG, man. Respectable guy, man. And you know, I feel like just been through things Chief seasons and, all types of stuff through my perspective, been through with the guy, you know what I mean? And definitely one of the guys that I look up to and stuff like that. We friends on Facebook, stuff like that. So we having this meeting, and then he say my name, and he called me Damo. I'm like, damn, the OG don't know my name. Like I was like, I said, damn, OG can't, And then he said it like, and for some reason, I don't like, for the sake of the conversation, like again, he one of those attentive OGs. Much respect and love for the guy. So he one of them that's gonna say your name in the conversation, So he slung that joint around like ever since we started the pause game, bro. I just he tossed my name around about 6 times the wrong way, bro. And I'm like, damn, that's the OG. I respect him, man. And I had to tell him, like, hey, bro, look. Like after like the 5th time, I was like, hey, bro, it's Damo, bro. And he was as noble as he always is about, the mistake, man. But I guess I just, I wanted more, man. I wanted my OG to know how to say my name, dog. I was a little bit let down.
Yeah, but Damo, you got one of those names that people probably would jack it up a lot, though. I can see you. I can see you being way comfortable with clearing the air on your name, bro, because people can mess it up real quick, man. I can see and Damo like a lot. Somebody saying it like that.
Yeah, sometimes I'm not though. Like with the OGs. Like, I mean, we did an episode with John and he said my name wrong the whole time. We wound up titling the episode the wrong name. And I still don't think John caught it. You know what I mean? Hey. But we was also on the phone with somebody that was new, and I think they thought they knew how to say my name, but when they was hearing the OG say the name, I feel like they started to kind of start to twist the name a little bit. Bro. So I had to like tell him like, nah, it's Damo, man. So that the new person could also know how to, say the name. And he wound up hitting me back even later and apologizing again. Which, we were talking about something else, but he wound up, apologizing again. Yeah. And I just thought that was dope and stand up. And he didn't have to do that because it's in line with the territory, man. My name, like you said, my name is not the easiest. If you see it and you can know me for X amount of time, but if you never hear my name, you really won't know how to say it. So, yeah. But he definitely did that, though.
Do you know what the name thing for me, Damo? Like, the reason why people, like, you will think with my name, people jack it up because they'll say Damon instead of Damon, right? Yeah. That's not what it is, bro. They add a fucking I in there. Yeah. Damien. Where the hell Damien come from? I do not know, bro. Like, people call me Damien all the time, man. I don't know where it come from, bro.
I think my mother-in-law called you Damien actually one day.
I don't know where that I come from.
People just want to call you what they want your name to be or what they think they see. You know what I'm saying, man? I did a thing this week called the vibe check at work. I actually did it yesterday. And it's funny because it didn't meet my intentions, but it exceeded them. You know what I'm saying? So, we talk about like doing these different things and starting these different things. So I'm like, Skipper is on leave. And for y'all that know, if you know, Skipper on leave means your day might be different. Even if you got a dope skipper, that ain't even what I'm saying. But Skipper's on leave, so me and XO, our day's a little different. You know what I mean? So, I'm like, well, I'm gonna just do this thing called the vibe check, where I call random sellers into my office and we check the vibes. And the goal or intention is to grab like a superstar seller, like and I told them this too, so I don't mean no offense. The goal is to grab a superstar, and then and you call that your influencer, right? The superstar influencer, and then grab another influencer, but not a superstar, but somebody that got something to say about a whole bunch of stuff and everything. A skeptic. That's what I told them when they came in there. Like, I want the influencers and I want the skeptics. Come in here and let's talk. And my goal was to build up like. So what I did after that was I I asked all of them like, explain like how you feel right now about being here in one word, right? So they all kind of explain how they feel about being there in one word. And then we had a whiteboard. And I had a purpose for the whiteboard, but the whiteboard didn't serve its purpose in that session. So I got to figure that out. So I had the whiteboard. We wrote each word on a whiteboard. And then whoever said that word, they explained why they felt like that. And with that said, everybody else in the room shared a lot of those same feelings anyway. But me, some of those feelings, like, is one that was like unmotivated. That's not me. I can never be unmotivated. You know what I mean? So some of the other ones, yes. But another one was like tired. I'm not tired. You know, like just working with them give me energy. Yeah. So, you know, we bust down all of these 5 things and then we spoke to them. So my goal of this thing was for us to get together, whoever was in that room, and come up with solutions. So it was to list the problems on a whiteboard and then write solutions and get after the solutions and put the whiteboard in a common area where everybody could see these problems and these solutions. What wound up happening in this room was the sailors in the room, like after the first one we went over and I was kind of working out like solutions, because one was like just all over the place with tasking and all that. And I'm like, well, compartmentalize and slow down so you could catch up, right? So slow down to speed up or whatever. That was like 2 things I said. But after that, they started working out internal problems that they having in their own, I'm gonna say divisions for the sake of the general listener. It's different in the ceremonial guard. But they started working out internal problems that they were having in their own like companies and platoons amongst each other, bro. Like trading trade secrets amongst like each other, where they were helping each other solve each other's problems, bro. And I'm like, damn, this shit then turned into something that I wasn't even anticipating for it to be.
Bro, that's what it's about, ain't it, man? Like, yeah. Like, golly, that's good, man. I can see the motivation I will be having right now if I get in there and that stuff. I can just see, you know, me going and going and going, man. Because we used to do this thing on the Nimitz, man. It was leadership discussions. We had every pay grade, and that's kind of how it was, man. You get in there and freaking you throw out a word and ask questions about it. What do you think about this word? Yeah. What's your definition of it? And it just grows legs, man. And people don't understand that with me, man. That's why I do this job, man. Right? Not because I'm trying to be like in charge of everybody. Not I'm trying to tell everybody what to do. It's because when I see problems, people got solutions, come up with their own solutions. And then I can freaking learn from that too. Like we all learning in this environment, man. Like people like, and I always say this, I always say something to this, man. Like the younger sailors, man, are smarter than me. Right? Now, only thing that makes me put me in a bigger light is the experience, things I didn't seen before, right? And so when someone says something, I feel like, damn, it'll either make me think or it's going to make me tell them why we can't do it like that.
Yeah.
All are great things for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm saying, oh shit, that is great. Or I'm going to say, oh shit, you know what? That's a good idea, but this is why we don't do it like that. You know what I mean? So easy, man. I love it.
So one of the things that, well, before I want to say that I'm gonna keep doing that meeting, right? I think it's gonna be pretty valuable. But good. One of the things that to kind of tag along to what you was talking about, and like we said to the listeners, we ain't really got no crazy topics, so no news stories and nothing like that. We just here vibing. One of the things that you said, it made me think about a story I always tell my sellers at check-in. I was a second class and I was the MWR president on my first ship. And at this time, you couldn't be an MWR president if you was a second class on that ship. So they rewrote the instruction. So what happened was I was like the VP and stuff like that. And I was going for and they nominate you for president. So I was the VP, and then they like the next year they going for the president and stuff. So I was nominated for president. I'm like, yo, come on, y'all know I can't be the president. But they nominated me and elected me. Like I got like pretty much damn near unanimous votes. And it was like a first class that went up too. But and remember, this one first classes were like a little more distinguished than they are now. Which I think we could kind of speak to, and we have in many episodes. So I'm second, brand new second class. I get voted for to be the president. They wound up, the MWR officer winds up vouching for me, and they rewrite the policy, and they waive that shit, and I'm the actual MWR president, right? So now I'm the MWR president. I'm a second class, and my cabinet is another second that's junior and a third. And we got meetings with the triad every week, bro. We do weekly MWR meetings with the triad. To me, this is normal. This the normal Navy. And that's why I be saying, like, sometimes I think I was spoiled. Like, I never saw nothing outside of like this type of stuff, right? So we trying to have a command cookout. And our triad, CO, XO, and CMC, they are critiquing our plan because we had a bunch of plans to have like things for kids, right? So we wanted like the bouncy house, the face painting, and a bunch of things for kids. And they like, hey, normally a lot of people don't bring their kids. We not making this mandatory fun, boom, boom, boom. So take all that stuff out the budget. You know what I mean? So then we have, and I don't know if I ever told this story on the pod. So then we have the cookout, bro. Everybody came with their kids, bro. But they all left. They left this thing because it wasn't nothing for the kids to do. So they came, kind of grabbed some food because we had some real good food, bro. They came, they grabbed food, and they rolled. So we go to the meeting to kind of hot wash this event. Yeah. CO, XO, and CMC, and to make a long story a little shorter, they all acknowledged that they were wrong, bro. About, again, like I said, and that's why I think I was a spoiled sailor. Like, they all acknowledged that they were wrong about the plan. And me, I was still a little bit of a, asshole even back then. I'm like, hey, respectfully, I'm sure my MWR officer probably had to deal with it later, but I'm like, respectfully, y'all, signed off on us to have these positions in this organization. Please understand that with that, we understand the weight of it, and we've already probed the command, and we know and understand the appetite, and we know and understand what people are going to do. And to cap that off, this wasn't a part of the conversation I had with them. Oh, by the way, yes, we had that conversation prior to, but they didn't care about it then. You know what I mean? So, but then after that day, it was totally different, right? But I say all that to say that it don't matter how junior you are. Like, so I'm kind of tagging on what you were saying. It's a long roundabout way. But the equity that you bring is invaluable, bro. And I can't, like, my equity, like you just said, I tell sellers all the time, like, especially if we ain't the same rate. Now, if we the same rate, it's a little, well, if you an EM, it might be a little different. But I don't really work with too many EMs no more. So my equity right now is experience, like you said, and it ain't that damn much experience when I'm looking at other CMCs. My other equity is access. I got access to the leadership mess. I got access to different forces and fleets. And then my last bit of equity is I'm a part of the triad. So I got access to the XO and the CO. But those junior sellers down there, like that equity, and when I say down, y'all, I'm not talking about literally down. We literally, it's upstairs and the downstairs and other, but they got access to sellers that's like close to their age, in their pay grade, and they around them every day. They know how they really feel about shit, and they could tell me how they really feel about shit. I don't know that. Whenever you talk to me, no matter how much I say keep it real, boom, 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 whenever you talk to me, you're talking to the CMC. I know how I used to be talking to the CMC versus how I used to talk to the homies. You know what I mean? It's different. So they said it, and I remember being and I'm going on a tangent a little bit, but I remember being a young third class and being like, yo, they don't want to do that. Or being a first class and being like, yo, the junior sellers don't want to do that. And people looking at me like, what? Like, yeah, I'm just telling you the truth. They don't want to do that. So that's just what you said made me think about that, bro.
Yeah, man. Hey, and it goes back to, man, I had a question in here too, man, kind of talking about it, man. But it goes back to like almost to like getting sailors to talk and open up and bring up issues and bring up things, man. Like it's you right though, Damo. You always going to be talking to the CMC, but at the same time, I want you to be able to know that it's okay to come talk to the CMC, right? It's got to be okay, man. And I think that's it. Just comes with the territory for me, though, man. Like I feel like if I'm in a room and I'm talking to sailors for a little bit, they're gonna know they're gonna be able to come talk to me. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like this is who I am. You know what I mean? As a person, man. But
I mean, yes. So, and they will, right? But like, you still want to put, whenever you want to talk to your CMCs, again, I was a little spoiled when it came to CMCs. I had CMCs that I could go talk to on my first ship, like that I could deal with and talk to. But, you know, you still kind of want to, you're not going to talk, I'm not about to freestyle to my CMC. Like on my ship, I'm freestyling to all the homies. Like I'm having different, we talk about women, we talk about, you know, I'm not doing that. I'm talking about my career or something that I might have an issue or a plan for, you know, when I'm talking to my CMC. And I think like to kind of go into your question, I think you got to be transparent and real. You know, that's my thoughts. Like, for people to be transparent and real with you, you got to be transparent and real with them. So when I used to check, I think as a senior chief and the chief, when I used to check sellers in, I used to tell them about my life, bro. Like and I do that. I actually do that as a CMC, but I used to tell them about my life and like who I am as a person and like different struggles I went through. And then I'd be like, and then it's like, I passed the mic, bro. Like, and I don't even really got to ask questions after that. Like they just going to start telling me about their life. Like, yo, I was homeless. I went through this, boom, 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 boom. So they already saw that. I stripped that shit down already, bro.
Yeah. How easy though it makes for the sailor to open up then. Like I thought, like right now, like you tell me, like say you were talking to me, you told me, yeah, man, I was homeless. I named all these things. This is what I went through in my life. You know, I in my mind, I'm thinking, damn, I thought I went through some shit. You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking about. So it is so much, it's so open. But I think you said the right words, man. It's the transparent piece, man, because talking back and forth like that makes it easier for the sailor to open up and say something, right? But at the same time, I just want everybody to know, for me, the deck plates also said, hey, you don't want to go in the DRB with Senior Chief Leggings. You know what I mean? So it could be smiling in the P-way, let's have a good time, let's get this work done. But at the same time, I'm still, you know, the chief or the senior chief or CMC, you know what I mean? We got to most definitely, it's a discipline part of it too that's in black and white that we got to hold the standards on too. But man, I love having fun. I love, you know, talking to sailors, man.
Yeah. And you got to be okay. You went right to what I was thinking anyway. You got to be okay with the isolation from a person who feel away. You know, like people going to feel away, you know, and you got to be able to deal with it and keep going, bro. Like you start correcting the seller. Cause then you get sellers that I had these sellers come in my office, man, a couple of them. And they had just done something wrong, right? And they come and try to talk to me about their LPO, bro. And I'm like, and before they could even get to that LPO, the LPO trying their best with these sellers, you know what I mean? LPO that told me, you know? So before they could even come get to me about the LPO, I'm like, and the things they did is not a gray area. Like it's not like, yo, I'm believing the LPO type. You know, like what they did is glaringly like obvious. like it's like UA. Like ain't come to work. Like
I know why you here right now.
Yeah, like yo, but like you can't like not come to work because it is. You know, so it's like, all right, let's chop. Like I'm with you. You got issues. Let's figure that out. But let's get to you first. You know, and I'm gonna talk a lot more about that. But yeah, bro. So. And you got to be okay with like having that conversation with somebody and then somebody being mad at you because people get in their feelings and they get emotional.
Yeah.
Right. And I think when you start really worrying about people getting mad at you for leading, it's going to impact your ability to lead, bro.
Yeah, man.
You know? And some people do. They like, man, like you got to, like, man. All right, look. I'm start preaching out this. That's the type of day it is.
You're going to need some water. And then Damo, you know what? I'm going to let you know this too, man. Before I'm going to let you know one more thing, man. I didn't hit half of that first chapter in Relentless.
Bro. And I've been back at church too. So I'm just in my inspirational bag, bro. So next point.
Yeah.
And this is for the podcast. This is about my leadership. This is about everything. I zero out at the pursuit of excellence, right? That's where I zero out at. Like even for pod listening. So there's a couple of people be hitting us up in the different message groups and whatever. And yo, you gotta be, and I try my best sometimes to filter some of that, but sometimes I don't because broad problems are broad problems. So let's put it out. Let's see where we could connect with the masses. But I'm telling you now, I zero out in the pursuit of excellence. I'm not trying to be associated with somebody that's not pursuing excellence. You know? And I have to at some points because I mean it's in our job, but on some real shit, I don't want no association with you. I even tell, like, the conversation is different. I even ask people, like, yo, what's your intentions? Like, you know, and I tell people like this, bro. This is my career. You know, I got a picture of Kobe on the wall. I'm gonna add to the wall with more pictures of people who've done great things and all that. But that was his career. You know what I mean? And I'm like, acting is DiCaprio's career. LeBron's career is what he do. I'm aiming for what they aiming for in my career, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I want you to be like, what are you aiming for in your career?
Yeah.
This is my career, bro. Like, next thing I do is going to be some secondary thing in life, bro. You know, and maybe it could surpass whatever, you know, my Navy journey is, but it's 20 years of my life. I want it to be dedicated to excellence, bro. And maybe over 20. Yeah. You know, so when I got a seller in my office and they start doing all that, like, not being great is cool shit, like I start wrapping that up very fast. Like, no, we gonna cut that, like, you think you cool because you doing a bare minimum shit out quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And for the listeners too, y'all might like us. And the reason why I want to say that, because we joke around a lot and we talk a lot. But best believe, you know, and we talk about like mistakes we made and things that we didn't do great a lot. But best believe the pursuit of excellence is what we've been doing forever. You know what I mean?
Winning at all. Winning is winning, man. Like I not only look, I'm pursuing it, but also I want to be around it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I want to be around it. I want that feeling, right? I cannot be great being around people who are not great or not trying to be great, right? Like, so
that's going to motivate you.
Man, take me to the next level. If I'm in the room with some Force Master Chiefs, that's where I want to be at, right? Because I maybe want to be even though I may not even want to be a Force Master Chief, but I know they got to that level for a reason, right? Yeah. I know if you were the fleet, you got there for a reason. Why I not want to be in the room with you? If I'm trying to be a millionaire, a billionaire, I want to seek it. How can I get in the room with them? Right? Yeah. If I want to be like Damo, your career, you want to be a sports freaking talk about sport. I want to be around that. Rappers, I want to be around people who's doing this. I want to be in the studio. You know what I mean? That's why rappers in the studio all the time. You hear them talking. Where they at? The good ones? Where they hang out at, Damo? They hang out in the studio, bro. Yeah. Like, that's where it's at, man. If you want to be great, you got to be hanging around people and hang around, have your whole, like people, Damo, that have done great things from a team environment. If it's a team environment, it's more people. But then you got people that are great in their own individual way. Bro, those the people, man. Like you said, Kobe. Kobe was like, every time, look, they say this dude up 3, 4, 5 in the morning, working on his game, working on his craft. That was individually him doing that individually. Now, when he got to the team aspect of, he want to do this and do this, but the individual in Kobe is unmatched. The individual in Michael Jordan, the same way. You hear about his stories, unmatched. Yeah. Right? You look at the stories of Duke head coach. And I hate to throw him in there, Coach K.
Yeah, Coach K.
Man, look at Coach K. Read some of the stuff about Coach K. Man, some of that stuff is unmatched, man. But guess what? Yeah. Every time you also talk about them same people I just named, they're at the peak of every conversation. If you talk about a college basketball coach, he's in the top 5. You talk about Michael Jordan and freaking Kobe, they're in the top 3 or 4. Right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's a reason why they're there.
Yeah.
It's a reason why you're there, because they're not thinking no more, man. If you're thinking, guess what? You're a step behind, man. Right? Yeah. They put that work in. They already put that work in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think we be preaching the wrong gospel sometime, like about just being a part of the fray. Like just and that's what, in my opinion, lead to now most people just managing and not a lot of people leading. Like not a lot of people thinking outside the box and doing things different, because like I got a note in here to say, where are all the special / exceptional people, right? Like the military, even in combat like groups, it's like the sniper that practices all day, every day, and sniped out 130. He not a regular person. Like, yo, I'm gonna just show up and do the work. I'm gonna practice. I'm gonna figure out how to do this. And I'm doing this exceptionally, right? And I wrote in here, I said, maybe I got nostalgia, or now maybe I either have nostalgia or I have a different POV now, because I just don't see it as much. Like, It's like a bunch of, even if you go to these like meetings amongst your peer groups or whatever, there's people just showing up, like just here. Like, yo, like when I remember being a young sailor, man, on my first ship, and there was about 8 to 9 people, bro, you know, at a time. Like in each of the 5 years that I was on that ship, 5 years on the ship is way too damn long, but it was like 8 to 9 people in each of those 5 years, in all different pay grades, whether it be officers, second classes, first classes, chiefs, a CO, a XO, maybe a CMC, that were like exceptional, like superstars in my eyes, bro. Mm-hmm. Like you could still be that and be in the military. It's not a bad thing to be great. You know what I mean? Like, and that's killing me. So I be telling people like, yo, I still believe in the make believe. Like I still think that I could be great. I still aim for the highest of, you know, and I don't think that takes away from your ability to take care of people, your ability to lead people, your ability to be a selfless leader. You know, I want to be a great selfless leader. You know what I mean? Like I want to be great in caring about my people. I want them to know, you know, but now when we talk about sailors that's not in a position where they have to like especially take care of people, be great. Like be the fucking stand out. Like wear those. I remember on a ship, man, like my first ship and some other ships, remember, like we part of engineering, and it'd be a couple of them engineers and a couple of those rates that it's like, yo, go get him. You know, and somebody said it, Mongo said it on one of the episodes, but I heard somebody else say it like, yo, you want to be the glass that people break in case of emergency. Like you want to be that person. Like, and I just feel like, and now, and when Mongo said that, a lot of the comments were like, yeah, now when you become that, you get burned out and all that, boom, boom, boom. Man, if you that person, you're not thinking about that shit. You know what I mean? Like you maxing out, bro. Like I just, and so my other point was about zeroing out at the pursuit of excellence. When I know that somebody's not, is by the excuse they make for their failure or the excuse they make for like some shit that they should own, bro. When somebody else's fault, right? That's like my telltale that you not zeroing out on a pursuit of excellence. And it's like, bro, Damon, it's like a red flag for me, bro. Like when somebody come in my, like, you know, I talk to a seller, we might have a really good conversation, and, you know, I'm like, oh man, this seller, boom, boom, boom. And then the next time they might come and they might be like, oh, Chief did this, or, you know, this first class did this, or this happened, so that's the reason why it's like this. And it's like they've never yet said nothing about themselves. You know, I'm like, oh shit, you not in the pursuit of excellence. Like, and I'd be like, and it's like that. So it's like, so now it's like a learned language, bro. It's like, oh, I gotta speak your language, like, because that's not my language, you know. So I gotta talk to you on your on like the way you think, and that's not the easiest thing for me. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of that, bro. And some people might disagree with what I'm saying, and that's okay. So like you probably not in the pursuit of excellence.
I tell you what, Damo, I have had conversations before too, man, and that it's just about like when you go to certain commands, you talk to certain people, and manning is always a manning is always a issue at probably every command you go to. It's going to be a manning in some rate somewhere. Manning is going to be an issue.
Yeah.
Somewhere. So my question always, manning, is, man, do we think about it like this? Do manning give me an opportunity? That's what I look at, Damo.
Yeah.
If I'm a first class and I don't have a chief, I look at that as an opportunity, right?
Yeah.
I have people I can go to and talk to on certain levels of whatever, man. But if I got a chance to step up and put myself in a different spot, light, I'm going for that, man. I am shooting for the stars every time. Matter of fact, I might do a couple of hours longer and I might come in a couple of hours earlier, right? Because I just want people to know, hey, I'm out here putting the work in. I am trying to be great. I may miss the mark on some things, right? But it ain't going to be from a lack of trying or a lack of putting my best foot forward, right? I'm going to try to do that every time, man. So for some sailors that's out there that may not have a chief, man, hey, switch that thing around, man. Switch that thing around and look at it as an opportunity also.
Yeah. For me, my job is to get the manning, right? My job is to try to get the people.
Yeah, most
right?
Definitely.
Whatever I can, right? Try to get the billets, ask for help, boom, 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 right? So, I could do that part. But I got this thing when it comes to like how long we gonna complain about things that we can't change, right?
Or control,
things we can't control. Like how long, if we get if we spending most of our time complaining about these things instead of planning on like how to overcome some of these things, or like what aspects of this can we overcome? And that's what I like so much about my vibe check meeting, because one of the sellers in my vibe check meeting was like, yeah, boom, 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 this is impossible. And then another seller was like, we thought that too until we did this, right?
Yeah.
But you spend so much time, and a lot of people, it ain't like this ain't just Navy talk. Like, you might have, I speak on Angeline, I love her, she know I love her. But if Angeline get like an overwhelming task, she gets overwhelmed by it. Like, and that's it. That's the end of the story. She got an overwhelming task and got overwhelmed by it. Story over. Cliffhanger. It's done. Credits roll. Right? It's it. And nothing changed. It's not like a cliffhanger. That's the end of the story. She had an overwhelming task and was overwhelmed by it. That's it. Now other people, love you to death, babe. She knows that. Other people, they get it like an overwhelming task. And it ain't overwhelming for long, because they start taking, even if you got to do it bit by bit, brick by brick, like Captain Walker would say, do it brick by brick. Yeah, it's overwhelming. It ain't going to be overwhelming forever. It's just not, especially when you, in my opinion, when you find a way to be able to compartmentalize some of your problems, I was telling some young sellers, at my command, like the zombie in them zombie video games. Sometimes the zombies are always going to come if you just keep on hitting the ones right in front of you. Then the other ones behind you, you might have to stop for a second, take a couple hits from the zombies, respawn while you figuring out an actual method to fix some of this shit, right? But. And for the people that's dealing with like the overwhelming stuff, just knock it up. Just start chipping away at it, bro.
Yeah.
I'm looking at like instructions at my command, and it's like, people can hit you with, oh man, like, and this ain't specific to my command. People hit you with, yo, they come to like, yo, this messed up. Oh, hey, this messed up. Hey, this. So they get caught up with, oh man, I got this. No, let me do this. And some people say alligator closest to the boat, right? Let me do this. Let me get it done. Let me do this. Let me get it done. And eventually the narrative won't be like, oh, this stuff messed up. It might be like, hey, this stuff messed up, but this stuff good. And then eventually the narrative is going to be like, yo, we straight. We done got caught up.
Yeah.
But if you living in that, are like the last triad, like if you, like, you could only say that for 2 weeks. Like that shit over with. You know what I mean? Like, it's over. Now, when the captain went to the coal and said that, like, he was wrong. You know what I mean? Like it was totally insensitive to what they were dealing with. That was a traumatic experience they dealing with PTSD about. But you can't, how long we gonna complain, bro? That's not fun to me. Let's have fun. Let's do some work. What are we complaining for? Sitting here for hours.
Yeah.
You know? And so there's another random, sorry to the people, we probably just preaching a little bit. There's another random, I hate RSCA, bro. like just the, so somebody hit us up in a DM and he's like, hey, talk about RSCA, man, like how important it is. And I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's important, man. But honestly, I hate RSCA. Like, I think it's stupid, bro. Like, I don't, and maybe you disagree, and I'm okay with that, but I'm not a fan of RSCA, bro. I think it's extra admin for nothing. I just think it's dumb, man. What do you think about RSCA?
My thoughts on RSCA, I kind of got two things, man. One, I know it helps with inflating, you know what I mean, and giving everybody 4 O's, right? You know what I mean? So I know that's one of the things. And then the other thing, I think it's a benchmark for individual trait averages, right? Meaning that, hey, I can look at it and say, hey, this guy's above this and he above that. He or she is good. And then I can look at it and say, they still need some improvement, right? That's kind of where I see both. I know for a fact, Damo, it gotta be a better system. Oh. It has to be a better system out there because I haven't went through no evaluation that I didn't have a long discussion or somebody asked me questions about RSCA.
Yeah.
Right? Every time, man, like, should I or should not, like, can I or whatever, like, it's gotta be a better way, man, to evaluate and these numbers, not necessarily the valuation portion, but the thought of RSCA. That's what, man, just a thought of RSCA, man.
Bro, it takes authenticity out of the process to me, bro. Yeah. When somebody like managing RSCA, I'm doing for the RSCA. I had a seller be like, yo, like I thought if I did Semio by equal opportunity would be up here now, but it's down here. And I honestly, for a second, I was quiet. Like, shit, I mean, his department head was like, because I didn't have enough, I didn't have it in me to say, like, yo, it was just the RSCA, bro. Like, we had to move, like, a couple of ththings had to move around because the RSCA, know what I mean? Like, your thing should be here, but the RSCA, like, so it's bad. His department head said it like, the way the RSCA work, we move, It's like, I don't want to get into that. Like, take it with take these ratings with a grain of salt because we were managing our RSCA, Like, yeah, you probably would be a 4.0 here, or you would be lower here, but RSCA. I'm not a fan of it. And I know it's some benefits, but I also heard they were trying to get rid of this a while ago.
Yeah, me too, man. I heard they were trying to do some individual. Look, this is we always come up with stuff we don't like, but today I got a solution for this one, bro. I think if we did keep RSCA, say we kept RSCA, right? I think we go to individual trait averages for everybody is an individual, right? We don't put them against nobody. Now, if you wanted a RSCA, we'll just say, hey, this CO RSCA is 3.8 or whatever it is, right? Yeah. Now that individual can be over, at, or below, and that's it. This is the overall CO's RSCA right here. This is it, the whole command, but he or she is not going against nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the RSCA, pretty much. That's the only thing they challenging is the RSCA. So if that risk at 3.8, you at 3.7, you got some work to do. You 3.8, 3.9, you're right there. And then 4s, you're killing it.
Yeah, and
that's it.
I don't know what, like, I think we even think RSCA matters because we were brought up with it.
Yeah, it don't really.
I don't even, like, even when you're looking at, like, and this is probably a really bad comparison, but that's what I'm here for today. Like, when you're looking at sliders in a video game, right, and attributes in a video game, when I'm looking at somebody rated at a 98, I'm not necessarily looking at that rating compared to everybody else that this person, I'm looking at, this person 98, which means they jump shot from the, from the 3 is a 99, they whatever is this. Like, that's what made them what they are. Like, I don't know, man. I don't see. I think RSCA just adds more to the process that I think is pointless. That's my opinion, though.
No, I'm with you. I'm 100% with you, man. I'm telling you, I've never been nowhere that we didn't have a conversation about freaking RSCA.
Yeah.
Shit.
I wish Aaron was here to disagree with us about RSCA. I hope you listening at this part. I don't know if Aaron made it to the 50-minute mark, man. But if you still here, Aaron, like, I hope you was here, man. I wish you was here to tell us, like, all the benefits of RSCA and what the real purpose of RSCA is, because I don't know.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody, and they kept saying they in the conversation. And they talk about command leadership, And I'm like, I'm they, right? like, now mind you, they not necessarily talk about me because I'm brand new, but it's still but they still talking in present tense. Like, kind of like, well, you know how they gonna be if such and such. I'm like, yo, I'm they,
Yeah.
And then they were like, nah, but you different, And I'm like, no, I'm they. And I said something that I probably never said before. I want to be they.
Yeah.
I want to be they. I want the narrative to change about they. I remember even being a chief and being like, I don't care what you like. I remember being a chief and being like, yo, don't loop me in with the negative news. If everybody sucks, say everybody sucks except EMC. You know what I mean? I remember I said that to somebody before. They a chief now. They seeing chief now, shit. But I want to be they. We need to change the narrative on they. I want you to say they now, however you want to say they now. Then I want you to come back in a year or two and hear how people say they in a year or two, right? And I think, I don't know, that's all I had for that. Was like, yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's I remember having that shit in school. It's like the they, man. That's pretty. People, sometimes, man, you be having those conversations and sometimes, man, they don't understand it. You are the they also, man. You know how they do seems like I'm they, dog. I am. Like, what we talking about? And somebody and now I'm at a point. There's a bunch of young sellers I work with, so they all ask me how'd you get where you are or whatever and stuff like that. And I always answer it just the same way. I worked hard and I took care of people. Yeah.
And I think sometimes they think that's like just the cookie cutter answer.
Yeah.
Like, that's the truth. Like, that's like, if I think we should have never started that. We should have never started that, man. If I think long, hard, and deep, that's what I come up with, bro. Yeah. Like, that's what I come up with, man.
But you know why you come up with it, Damo?
Take care of people.
You know why you come up with it, man? Like, because that's what we've been taught, man. Like, not the hard work part, but take care of your sailors, man. Take care of your sailors. We've been taught that shit for a long time in the Navy. Take care of your sailor will take care of you. You know what I mean? That type of vibe, man. Now, the hard work, that's like, effort and attitude, that's on you, though. That's something you can't teach. You either got it, you don't got it, man. You got it, but the whole thing about taking care of sailors, man, that's just what we've been doing for a long time, man. And it's something you want to do, man. And taking care of sailors is something that you have to want to do that, man. You got to know this is what is going to get me to the next level in the military. right?
Yeah.
Like taking care of sailors, man. And of course, the other piece, Damo, with hard work, man, is like sometimes it takes people time to get there. But I think with the experience, they're going to eventually figure out if this is what I want to do. If I want to do this, I'm going to have to put the work in, to do it. So sometimes it takes a little while, man. Like sometimes people don't have it in that first enlistment, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. But eventually they'll get it though. They'll understand, especially if they stay in.
I remember, and I won't talk about like what we got, like our evals that much. I'm gonna just bring this up just for one reason. I remember leaving a command, bro, and I was the number 1 EP, right? First class, I was leaving number 1 EP, right? Ranked eval. And the officer that I was leaving, the command, he was at my eval debrief, and he was like, "Hey, you gotta find a way to." I might have spoke about this on a pod before, but he was like, "You gotta find a way to embrace the Chiefs mess." He was like, I was a hothead, bro. Honestly, I was a hothead, Damon, and I was pretty anti like establishment or whatever. But he's like, you got to find a way to embrace the Chiefs mess. He was like, because if it was up to the Chiefs mess, you would not be the number 1 EP. Like it's people that's against you, One namely, but he was like, it's people that's against you. But I say all that to say that even in that, like it's some people that say the Chiefs mess was against me. You know what I mean? Like you, and in my, this gonna sound crazy. Y'all gonna be mad at me. But in my opinion, bro, you gotta work to where the hate can't even stop. The hate can't even stop it, bro. Like you gotta work, man.
Yeah.
That shit gotta be undeniable, bro. And then there's also some people that's gonna say, well, you didn't always work hard. Like they might have been with me for like a week. Hey, we hanging out, we chilling. I was taking care of people. I was taking care of people. That's why I said work hard and take care of people. You know what I mean? Because you gotta. It's also I've had to recalibrate mad times in my career, bro. Like I've had to be like, I'm not doing enough here. And that shit happened on a Peralta after the miscarriage. Yeah. I had to recalibrate. It took Ken McPherson to like help recalibrate me, but I had to recalibrate, bro. I was not giving, and I was EAL and I was doing EAL stuff, but I was not when I mean at that level giving my all. It was more so on the public facing side of being a leader.
Yeah,
the attitude that that I want to be infectious and shit like that. I wasn't bringing it. I wasn't on my A game. I was going through the motions.
So, I'm going to add a little bit to that, man. Like, first, I'm going to say, guys, in the future, I'm going to have exclusive with Damo. And we're going to interview Damo. So it's coming soon. I don't know what day I'm going to do it. But we're going to do it. No, because I ain't ready right now. We're going to do it now. We're going to do it.
Ready, boy.
But, and the reason why I say that, reason why I wanted to interview Damos is for senior and junior sailors, because I was stationed with Damo for a little bit, and I want to say this one real quick thing, man. When Damo got to the ship, Damo was at Damo's pace, and that was sometimes made me sit in my office and think about it. I used to think about that because Damo, come on, I said Damo. I remember saying this couple of things because I'm always like if you guys they probably don't know or haven't heard. I'm like, go, let's go. That's just my mentality. I go. And when Damo got to the ship, I said, Damo, like I said, when you gonna get that EI letter? And I remember you telling me, like, I'm not worried about that. Yeah. And you didn't say it like that, but you was like, I'm not even worried about that, right? You was at your pace. You knew, like, you got there. You knew what you was trying to get to and what you was trying to do. You had it mapped out. This is what I'm working on now. It didn't like you say, I'm not worried about that now, and you ain't had nothing you was worried about. You know what I mean? It was more like, I got a plan for what I'm trying to do, and I'm going to execute it. Like, ain't nobody going to rush this process. This is my process. I like that, that mentality.
Yeah. Can I add to that real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I didn't want to get the EAL letter, bro. If you remember, so I had an EAL letter as a second class. And I'm like, I don't fucking need another EL letter. Like that's really the way I was thinking. And like at the end of the day, the EL letter helps the team and people leaving and all that. And I eventually got there, but the CO sat me in his office at an eval debrief and pretty much told me that, and I translated what he said to like, if you would have had your EL letter, or if you get your EL letter, you're my number one chief, right? That's kind of how I translated what he said. But what he said was the EL letter is the cherry on, the EL letter going to be the cherry on the Sunday in your tour, and is also the thing that solidifies you. He was like, you ain't shit without it, pretty much. And I took all that and just translated to being like, yo, if I don't get an EL, if I don't get my EL letter, I'm gonna be somewhere ranked wherever it is that I'm. Like, you've done everything already.
Yeah,
you need to get your damn EL letter. Like that whole, like what you saying with the plan, Damon.
Yeah,
that whole plan, you did it, Chief. Now get your damn EL letter. Like, that was pretty much, what he was saying, and I was like, it's time to get the EL letter, and then I got the EL letter. You know what I mean?
Most definitely, man. Like, and that's something that also is going to help your career, because you're going to have those evaluations too. You're going to have those things that was somebody going to sit down and tell you like what you may need to work on or not work on, which is going to also help, bring that whole plan to a full circle also. But yeah, man, it's this little thing. I'm bringing that situation up to talk about that, but it's a lot of more situations that me and Damo have been in and talked about that I like to bring to light, because it's a different thought process to it, man. Like, and different than mine, when it comes to certain things. And I used to tell people all the time, I used to really, really care about my reputation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then when me and you just sit down and have conversations, you may have cared, but you didn't really like I know what I do is going to define me. Like how I move and how I do things is going to kind of define me. And I was always like trying to keep my ears to the deck plates and stuff and think about like this and think about that, because I felt like that motivated me a little bit. Now that's coming from me. Like knowing what sailors are talking about when they talk about me, like kind of motivates me a little bit. But it's different ways of doing things, and that's what I like, man. I like people who is successful but doing things their way, right?
Yeah.
I mean, doing it their way. I came up watching people do it a certain way, right? Because it comes from my background too, though, man. Like my background was my background was way different in a way. When I say different, it was different in a way that I didn't have a whole lot to lean on when it comes to anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I ain't come up watching this person and I want to be just like that and have those like attributes and have this. I ain't have nothing to look up to till I got to the Navy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of one of those things. And that's no shot at nobody from Mississippi. It's just facts. I just want to say that. It's just facts, man. Like where I was at and at the time I was at and what I was doing and all that stuff. So yeah, man. So we most definitely got to get that interview in, man. I'd like to hear some stuff about that.
Yeah, I think what I struggle with, bro, especially like when I got into the Chiefs mess and became a chief, I think I touched on it before in the Navy. I mean, in the pod, was I struggle with. I know that I'm unorthodox, right? I know that for sure. But I struggle with feeling like I shouldn't be, and now I don't care. You know what I mean? Like now I can stand on it. Like, hey, look at my guys. But I struggle with feeling like I shouldn't be unorthodox. Well, meaning like if the CMC wanted to come visit, or like Top Snipe, shout out to all my tops, so I love them all, honestly. But if Top wanted to come visit my space, and I'm like, man, like I do things a little different, man. I don't really want them coming judging how I do things and all that. But now it's like I do things different, Yeah, that's just how I do. But even in those days of me probably being unorthodox and doing things different, I kind of started to grow to a point where I don't care if you don't like it, but you're gonna respect it. You know, you're going to understand it. You're going to respect it. You're going to be like, well, he's doing something. He figured something out, you know, and I'd rather that than the other way. And then another thing I learned, bro, and since we kind of just on this in this episode, another thing I learned is that sometimes telling somebody how you do it don't work for them, you know? So I can't even tell you how I did everything or like my process because it might not work for you. You gotta have you gotta have the same patience inside. You gotta have the same will inside. You gotta have the same discipline inside. And yours might be different. Not saying it's worse, not saying it's better, but it's different. So all my tactics might not work for you.
Yeah, most definitely. And I'm 100% with that too. But I think also with that same note is you can pick and choose some of that stuff that do work for you though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can like, it may not work, but it's some stuff you can grab, you know what I mean? And put in your toolbox. So it might not be right then and there, but it's something that you can fall back on maybe or think about it. That's kind of where I'm getting at to it, man. But you're right.
Yeah. And the dope part about it all, Damon, is sometimes this shit don't work for me. You know? I'm figuring it out, bro.
Yeah,
like I'm a infiltrator, right? A slow feeder, right? That's just the way that I get down, bro. I'm slowly. It's like, man, like I gotta think about venoms or whatever, but I'm slowly like creeping into like your system until you look up and I fully infiltrated your system, you know? And that was just like a junior, that was like as a junior seller, like I'm slowly, or even like a junior, you know, first class. So now like as leadership, it's like I'm slowly, I'm there. Until boom, it all clicks. You know, and the reason why I said sometimes it might not work for me is I've been to 5 different commands in 5 years. So sometimes that plan, it's like, damn, I gotta execute I couldn't finish the infiltration. It's like one of them like slow eating, and that's how I want to be, bro. Like a slow eating virus, bro. So it's like, damn, this dude done took over my way of thinking, you know. And even with the young sailors, like, and I don't want to give too much of it up, but in a year or 2 years later, when they look up, like, damn, I was influenced by that dude. Mm-hmm. You know, like, damn, you know, and that's kind of where I'm at, and I think where I'm gonna be at this point.
Yeah.
You know?
Good shit, man. Good shit.
I hope that shit we saying is helping people. Like we ain't just sitting here talking about ourselves to ourselves.
Yeah. Me too.
Oh man.
What we got coming? We got what's going on with this? Is that us? The Barracks Task Force?
Barracks, yeah, but I mean, so for the listeners, just so y'all know, we got a list of topics. It looked like Damon skipped like 3 of them joints. And I'm trying to figure out what's going on, man.
Shit. My shit updated? My shit may not be updated.
You went to Seller 360. I'm keeping all that. For the listeners, I'm keeping all that confusion.
Oh, yeah. See, I had them. Yeah, those, what I just said is before, but for mine on my page. So I think I need to refresh that motherfucking problem. But yeah. So most definitely, man, I went to my... It's kind of funny though, man. I just wanted to actually ask you and of course Aaron, if he was here, about your first Sailor 360, because mine didn't go quite as you know as I thought it was gonna go. But I think I know why it didn't go that way, which I sent the email out like right afterwards. But I'm gonna give you time to think about your if you even had one yet. First one.
No. So we don't have it. We honestly just don't have enough like people to have it. So it's getting inventive. Like I went to my first Chiefs meeting and I asked a bunch of Chiefs like, hey, can y'all start coming to my and I think they've done it before, but hey, can y'all come to my command and just come talk to the sellers about this. The people that I had somebody come up to me wanting to start Seller 360, but if I remember right, our region hosts Seller 360 and people supposed to be coming, you know, to it like that. If I can remember right, I could be wrong. We got this other group. It's called Sellers with a Vision. Aaron made fun of the name. He's like, is that like a 90s R&B group or something? But it's called Sellers with a Vision. And that's pretty much the supplement for like our own commands version of what Seller 360 would be.
Okay. So bro. So you know how we got Sailor 360. I see it in the little flight plan. Like we got a little flight plan, pretty much just like the plan of the day. Right. So it's in the flight plan. Oh shit. Sailor 360. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody came talk to me about Sailor 360, anything like that. So I look at the topic. I say, oh shit. Okay, cool. Right. So I even do my little, cause I didn't know where the topic came from or what kind of topic it was. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I started trying to do some research on it or whatever. Then I say, man, well, fuck it. I just, vibe with it in there, right? Well, I get in there. Bro, I waited. We had a meeting and then I goes up there to it, bro. It's like 3 people in there, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And they was waiting. Everybody was waiting and looking around like, what's going on? Seeing what's up. And my first thought was time I got in there, like, I know what I have to do. I started thinking about what I'm going to have to do to get people here, right? And the first thing is like, and this for everybody, man, that's out there running 360s and all that stuff. And I'm sure you guys are already doing this, but you gotta in a squadron, you gotta touch the right people. You can't just throw it in the air and think people gonna just show up to it, right? So we having this meeting, the Sailor 360 at say 15:45, right?
Yeah.
It's a maintenance meeting and turnover stuff going on at 1600.
Yeah.
Right. So that communication peak was already shot to hell, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Triggering me.
It was already it was already shot. So the communication side of that was already jacked up. So I sent the email out, and it was my first one. So I kind of led it into that, Damo. I put in the email. I say, hey, this is my, I showed up to my first, Sailor 360. And then I talked about the importance of Sailor 360.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And things like that in there. Right. That was the first email. But that wasn't the calls, though. I was just putting that in there to let everybody know that I'm going. That's the only thing that email is for. Just for all people who listen to the squadron. I wrote that email just to let everybody know that I am going to be showing up to these beats, to this training. And then now I have to fix the problem. The problem was the communication between, the time. And now you got to get with the maintenance side of it and say, okay, what is the best time?
Yeah.
If you ain't doing that, bro, man, ain't nobody finna show up to that, man. Ain't nobody coming to that. It's just there, right? And then of course, and then if you don't get the buy-ins from the like squadrons is maintenance driven. Mm-hmm. Maintenance driven. It's all about maintenance of those aircrafts. If you ain't getting the buy-in from them, it ain't happening. Mm-hmm. Now, with that being said, you would love to have your leader of Sailor 360 be in maintenance. I bet it'll work out a little bit differently, right? But the person who leading it is not in maintenance. So that's the communication piece that I had to bring up to make sure we fix that. But we got it though. Like I love the fact that we got a program, Sailor 360, right? That's a start.
Yeah.
It's a start, right? So now I can maneuver and get there, man. But I showed up, man, for 3 people, man, and at one point I thought they were gonna still try to do it, bro. and one of them was an officer. I was happy about that. So it's some bright spots there, man. It's some bright spots there. So yeah, man, I can't wait, man. That's one of the other things that motivate me. Something that I feel like I can tweak and help and do this stuff. I like that shit too.
So you just triggered a do better. You just triggered a do better. I had another do better queued up, but I feel like we've been talking about it all episode. The do better that was queued up was you own all your problems. Nobody else own them, right? But this to do better, it's still related. Stop planning meetings like ineffectively. Like stop planning and putting ineffective meetings in the calendar. I had a meeting, and I'll dig deep into it. Like I had a meeting recently, and the person who planned the meeting put it out the day before the meeting. And it's one of the meetings where you need sellers from all over to be there, right? Plans it the day before. And I show up, and it's like, yo, ain't nobody here. I'm like, well, you just put this out yesterday, right? You know, and I already knew, you know, but I'm waiting and next time, you know, I make corrections and all that. But I'm like, you just put this out yesterday. Like, how many people, like, you know, like, what leverage do you give people? What like leeway do you give people by putting out yesterday to be at this meeting? You really think people are gonna show up? Give them time, you know, make a drum beat if it's a meeting. Like, ain't nobody show up. They don't really want to be a part of it. No, you're executing your thing wrong. Like, do it right. You know, so I show up to the meeting. It's like one seller in there. I'm like, yo, go grab X amount of people. You know, the seller runs out and grab the people. Now we got a meeting. Let's go. Let's do it. You know, but we got to stop. I'm so tired of seeing people schedule things the day before, you know, or have events. And it's like, yo, where the flyers at? Like, where the posters? Like, where this at? Like, what are you doing? Like, are you doing it just to say you did it? Are you doing it so it could be effective? Yeah. You know, what are you doing? And ain't none of it at this point, bro, when it comes to these types of things I'm talking about, ain't none of that I ain't never do before. Like, hey, we got an idea. Let's get it approved. Let's publicize it. Let's talk about it. Let's continue to publicize it, talk about it. Let's lock in people that's going to be there, locked in, like a sign-up sheet or something. Let's get them locked in, and then let's execute. Yeah. And then, hey, after we execute, maybe let's get some feedback. Let's put out some feedback sheets so we know how to do this again. This shit it's not rocket science. You call a meeting for tomorrow, who you expect to be there? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just so frustrating to me, bro.
Please help us with that. You know what I mean?
And I'm not talking about junior sellers.
No, yeah. 100% with you, man. Those meetings are crazy, man. But I tell you this, man, like I tell you what, the meetings and also the times too. Like the time of the meetings, like when I say times, I mean by the start time and the end time.
Yeah.
Right? Even if you got a meeting that's all planned out, that meeting starting at freaking 6. If it's at 1600, we starting that thing at 1600. We ain't starting at 1605. We ain't starting at 1610. We ain't waiting on nobody. Either it's starting at 16 or it's not happening, or we gonna go. And that's one thing I liked about my CEO, man. If he ain't there, he's like, start it. Like, you know what I mean? He don't mess around. Like he's like, be on time. It's all about that time, man. Like, be on time. It's on time. Or he'll hit us up and say, hey, go ahead and start it.
You know, another thing, people like in the Navy, they don't like sticking to one subject, bro. Like, I be dying at like certain like conversations, like how we get here. Like, you know, because hey, if you a chief, if it's a problem and the problem need to be solved, I'm getting the chiefs together. That's my new thing. That's my new thing, yo. Are we the problem-solving group? Are we? Yes, we are. Let's get together. Let's figure this out. How do we fix this right now? And how do we fix it so it don't happen again? You know, man. And people start veering off about things from a couple years ago that created where we at now. Like, no, let's get back to the problem at hand. Let's figure this out. But people be veering so bad, bro. You know how the Navy is. Like, people start going into tangents about, well, you know, let's talk about the whole system as a whole. Like, nah, bro. Let's talk about why this wasn't here on time, and let's figure that out so we can make it better for the sellers, bro. We could get into like all the other stuff some other time, bro.
Damo, hit it with that hand, bro. Hey, I got that. I got that. I got that for action.
I love saying that. I got it for action. And then coming back. I love saying that I got it for action, then coming back to you 5 minutes or 8 minutes later with the answer. Or the thing. Oh yeah, we ain't doing that no more. You know, it's time. It's to people come up to me and like, hey, boom, 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 yeah, but the CO, boom, boom, boom. I'd be like, hold up. I go right to the CO joint. Hold on. Give me a minute. I'll be right back. You know, and then come right back. Like, hey, nah, this how it's gonna happen. Boom, boom, boom. You know, it's like, well, you ain't. So, and I want people to deliver for me the same way. Like, well, let's get it done, baby.
Yeah. Let's go. Shit.
Oh man, you gotta do better.
Yeah, man, my do better is I haven't had my do better. People that know they wrong, bro. that's my do better, man.
This episode got a theme.
People that know they are wrong, man. Like, and I'm gonna get some examples. I'm not calling nobody out, but you know who you are, man. Like, if you know your, for example, you know your beard longer than a quarter inch, man. You know, you wrong, bro. If you know you ran the wrong uniforms on your shit, like you got freaking, you done took your blouse off and you didn't throw it on the fucking fleece or whatever, man. You wrong, man. Like, it's things out there that you know. Don't try to make me be the bad guy. I done sent out messages. I done sent out WhatsApp. I done sent the email out about uniforms, about all this stuff. Bro, you know you wrong if you ain't abiding by the uniform instruction, man. Come on. And that's just a uniform. But it's everything, man. We get in these meetings. Don't blurt nothing out if you don't have facts behind it. Don't, like, you know you wrong. I can say so many things and say you know you wrong behind it, bro.
Yeah.
It's the things that like, man, it's crazy out there that you would put yourself in a position for somebody to call you out. And we do it so much that it's crazy. Like, if you say something in a room and you get 8 hands get raised, you probably don't got the facts about what you just said, bro. Come on, man. You know you wrong. That's my do better, Damo. You know you wrong.
You triggered me again, dad. You triggered me, God. Like, because why you want to get corrected?
Oh my God.
Why?
Bro.
And a lot of times when you correct people just on a uniform, a lot of times when you correct people, like you said, they knew they was wrong.
Yeah.
Trying to see if you got the guts to correct them or not.
Yeah, man.
Oh, I got the guts. You know what I mean?
I got believe that.
And my new thing is different too. My new thing is I'm going to schmoove over to you. Yo, let's come take a walk. I ain't about to correct you in public and do all that craziness. I'm going to pull you to the side, talk to you like a regular human.
Yeah.
You know, and I always ask people like, yo, do you know? Because, well, at my command, I got some very young sellers who probably don't know all of the policies. So I'm like, yo, do you know this policy or whatever?
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, all right, well, look, you can't do this. And I can show you, you know, some of them, they want to, like, it's like, yo, I'm going to show you. Yeah. Thanks, CMC. You know, I appreciate it. You know, and the goal is to not see them like that again, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My thing I'm dealing with now is the type 3 blouse, man, and that space at the bottom, that opening at the bottom. You know what I'm talking about right now, bro? Like, it should be straight down. It's like, it's super skinny sellers, but like, yo, you can't have it like that. But, and them, I think that's a training point. But like the other part, like the know you wrong part, you know? And I remember talking to one seller about something, and I'm like, man, like, and I was talking about like standards and stuff. And, you know, a seller would tell you like, yeah, that's because the command got soft. You know, it's like, yo, for you, then that's how you feel. Like, we going to figure this out then.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, you're right about that, man. Especially at the meet. I said something at the meeting the other day, man. I'm like, yeah, such and such. And I guess I was wrong. I was like, yeah, that's a day. I'm like, our graduation is such and such day. You know, all invited. Come on. It's like, well, let me see if that's a day off. Damo, that's a day off. I was like, oh, well, it ain't a day off for us. Hey, you heard about, so some little bit of news for the listeners. You heard about that DoorDash driver? Nah. So this was like a hot story too, man. And I don't want to, I'm a butcher it for some of the listeners that know the story. A lady, DoorDash driver, she went to a dude's house. His door was open. From the looks of it, it was open enough to see inside the house just by stepping into the entrance. From the looks of the video, the little bit of it that I saw. I don't know the before story before the camera was on or whatever, but she go to the house, he laying on a couch, sleep, his pants is off, right? So he's exposed, right? The vibes are out, right?
Yeah.
She then proceeds to video this And she like videos herself leaving the house and she videos him and then herself leaving the house, and she pretty much was like, yeah, this dude pretty much saw that it was a woman driver, so he exposed himself and went to sleep on his couch. And then in some way, shape, or form, she said she was sexually assaulted by him. And I'm thinking I'm stupid. I'm like, damn, is exposure sexual assault? I guess I found out because I'm like, damn, I wish I have known that. I didn't know that. I thought that would have been like sexual harassment or something. But I'm still not sure, but it like looked like by internet standards that's not sexual assault. And she was just going crazy, as far as that is considered. But the story of it all was like DoorDash fired her, and they fired her, and they pretty much dropped the customer. Like he can't use DoorDash. He lost his DoorDash, access and privileges or whatever like that. But she got fired, and DoorDash pretty much released a statement saying she like publicly like exposed him, on social media, boom, 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 the guy, and they can't sit with that, right?
Yeah.
And so my question to you is, with the limited information you got from me, who's not Brian Gumble, you know what I mean? Do you think she should have been fired from DoorDash?
Yeah, I think, yeah. So one thing, you got a big company like that, like DoorDash. She took her time to video it and all that stuff, man. And then you put it on social media. Then you talked about it. Now you're now bringing DoorDash in. I wouldn't be surprised if DoorDash can get sued.
Oh yeah. If I'm dude,
you know what I mean? Like,
look, hey, if I'm dude, I'm suing the pants off of.
Yeah, so
I'm suing the pants off of DoorDash. Oh man.
So yeah, man. Most definitely, I think she should have been fired, man. Like real quick. You're doing too much, man. Like, I Damo. And it could be because I'm older too, man. I'm not even thinking about nothing like that, bro. I'm not thinking about pulling my phone out to video somebody like that, man. Like, it's just not what I'm thinking about. Now I think it's fucked up. But if I come up there and see somebody exposing themselves or whatever, I'm like, what the fuck? But then I'm out. You know what I mean? I'm gone. So, yeah, she most definitely, yeah.
So for him, I think he's going to sue, right? But now, on a part of her and him, right, it's two routes that this thing could go to me, right? One route could be that he is this deviant who saw it was a lady coming and exposed himself and did that, right? It could, like, that could be true. And I won't put that past that because I've seen worse, right?
Yeah.
Another part is and it's probably more in the other route, in this route. Another route is that the dude was drunk. He DoorDash drunk, passed out, left the door open, whatever. Or, another partying with some people or whatever, was drunk, wound up DoorDashing, whoever was there, they left. They's a little tipsy too, left the door a little bit open. So it's innocent or guilty, or deviant or not. Filming it and putting it on social media, you're going to get released from DoorDash. They not going, even if you think you needed to like build up a case, you still don't put it on social media. You take that to DoorDash, you take that to a lawyer, you take that to police, whoever you think you can to build up a case. Putting it on social media and she was surprised that she got we only knew the story because of her. Like DoorDash put it in like an Instagram story or whatever, but we only really knew the story because of her. She was surprised about getting fired.
Shit.
I think that's this internet age, bro. I don't know what that is. Like, what do you think was going on?
You think she gonna try to sue for getting fired wrongfully fired or something? Shit.
That's
no,
crazy.
you ain't
Like,
wrongfully fired. Yeah, yo, troll.
Yeah, what'd you think, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, own your shit. Like, I start to learn about it now. I got more sellers, so I start to learn about it now when people don't own people get in trouble and lose like certain privileges. And then they like, well, what I've been like, can I get them back? Nah, you know, now some of them you can, right? I think nothing is, but some of them you kind of can't. Like, let's figure this part out first. Let's get you through this process. That's the reason you lost these privileges. Like, let's get you through. But you know through this process,
bro. That brung up something for me too, man. Like, if I do something and I get caught doing it, it's so much easier for you taking those privileges from me. I can deal with it way easier, right? Because I did it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But when you got people that freaking still think they should, that shouldn't happen. Why?
Yeah.
You did something, and if you think nothing is going to happen, God, you might need to go get checked out, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, something have to happen, man, because it's more than you. Other people see it. You know what I mean? When other people see it and you don't get disciplined or nothing happen to you, guess what? Somebody else gonna do it. And you can't do nothing to them either. Shit. That's crazy.
What'd you think about this Barracks Task Force?
Man, to be honest with you, man, I ain't heard about the Barracks Task Force. What's the thing about that?
I ain't gonna go too hard into it then, but Sec War, who people, hey, you gotta stop. Y'all the Sec War people, y'all gotta stop correcting the Sec Deaf people. And the Sec Deaf people, y'all gotta stop correcting the Sec War people. I'm tired of y'all, man. I'm gonna say Sec War sometime, and I'm gonna say Sec Deaf sometime. This week I've been saying Sec War.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's where I'm at. You know, I think I'm at Sec War. Stop telling me it's Sec Def, and stop thinking that whether I say Sec Def or Sec War, that I got a political opinion.
Aaron. You know, Aaron will correct your shit at you.
It ain't. This somebody else. Man. So Sec War, he announced a Barracks Task Force. I actually shared it on our Instagram. So it's a little older news, but I'm not going to dig deep into like the specifics of it, man, because honestly, even though I shared it in the story, I ain't watch it. You know what I mean? Man? But it just, and I'm going to dig into it because it's important, but not for the sake of this podcast and this episode. It's, to me, I like it. If done right, it's a really good idea. And we need it. The question is, where is the money coming from? Which he could have answered. But I think everybody. So as this message was delivered from Sec War, we've heard, like a couple of weeks ago, when we went to the CMC summit, it was a conversation about it there. We've been talking about Barracks, since Sec War went to Guam and before. And before we've been talking about Barracks. So hopefully we could see some people put the pedal to the metal and actually take action and do some things to make the Barracks better. Because a lot of these Barracks, they suck. Now, it's two ways to look at it, and I'm going to shut up. One way to look at it is that some people may mess them up, and those people need to do better. Another way to look at it is that if you give somebody something that's pristine and good and nice, some people don't mess things up like that, right? But it's two parts of that. Like, so your car dirty, it's food in your car or something. Somebody might not think twice about eating in your car. Your car clean? Somebody might be like, yo, do you eat in here? Can I eat in here?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is still some of those people that are eating in your car, whether it's dirty or clean. That's a different type of breed of person right there. You know what I mean? But so that's all I have for that.
Yeah, man. You speaking of Barracks, man, I got a call, I think day before yesterday in the Barracks. Because I don't say I own, but I got a couple of Barracks that my sailors stay in, and it's like beer cans thrown all outside and things like that in front of them. It's like 20, 30 beer cans thrown out there. And I'm like, okay. It look like they throw it off the balcony. Right. Yeah. And then, I learned stuff because I'm kind of new here too. So I'm learning things. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, because you talked about like nice things and stuff like that. And I found out through the messages that they can't go out on the balcony, bro. Yeah. The balcony is chain locked. And it comes from sailors doing sailor shit. You know what I mean? And then we found out that the barracks, the where they was throwing the cans from was open. So they was on the balcony.
Yeah.
With a big chain hanging. So somebody had to open that shit up for them because there's a big ass chain on that motherfucker. So that was my thing on the barracks, because even though, man, like, motherfucker, look, we quick to make stuff real strict on stricter and stricter. But I also, not saying it's not just, but I'm like you almost too, man, when it comes to it's not everybody though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We put things in place, Damo. Like, we put things in place like roving watch. You know what I'm saying? We put stuff in place like having a BPO and things like that in place for those reasons, right? I think, and that's just my thought about it when you locking up stuff. Like, why you got rovers if you got to lock it up? They sort of be able to go through there and rove through there, making sure stuff is like it should be. You know what I mean? And square it away. So that's my... I just had a thought about that when you started talking about barracks just then, man. Yeah.
Somebody text me, one of the RAs hit me up last night, like, yo, you sellers, I keep catching them smoking on the second floor balcony, man. And there's a no smoking sign out there. Then he sent me a picture of the note, and I'm like, well, maybe they ain't. And I'm in my head, I'm like, maybe they don't see it. Then he sent me, like, I ain't say that to him. I just, in my head, I'm like, maybe they ain't see it. He sent me a picture of the door, that no smoking sign. Like, you can't, like, it's at the door. Like, it's like, you can't even, it's a metal door with a big no smoking sign. So you can't even, like, get through the door without seeing the no smoking sign. You know, my thought is like, well, they just lock it at this point. Just lock it, man. We like, let's get them to listen, but let's just lock it. What was the name of that school, bro? We talked about it on the pod where there was like 8 of us on. What was the name of that school they used to send sellers to correct them?
Oh,
it was like
CU or C. Oh, man.
I thought it was like ECT.
It's some
C.
Ooh, I know somebody. I don't know why I want to say a C on it though, but I know exactly what you're talking about though. They sent them over there for like 30 days or whatever, and
like what? Pretty much, like, why are we not still doing that, bro?
Oh, that was a good program. I don't know what happened with that, man.
Somebody knows, but I don't see, like, I see a benefit in that program.
Yeah.
CCT, was it CCT?
Somebody, I don't think that's it, because when you said, I remember, like,
yeah.
Shit.
We said it before in the thing, but I think that program would be beneficial right now.
Yeah, me too, man. I think it's a good program, man. It most definitely was straightened. When I know I had sailors went over there, bro, they came back like, I don't want to go back to that shit no more. I think it was like 30 days, man. Pretty much take them back to boot camp, man. You know what I mean? And then did Marines the one run it?
I think it was with the Marines.
Marines,
I think it was with the Marines. Probably a regular day with the Marines.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm thinking like CCU or some shit. CCU or I don't know. It's some crazy shit like that.
I think leadership need to go to like a toughness training too, though. I was watching the Sec Wars, the whole speech that, you know, when he was talking about no walking on eggshells and all that stuff. And some of what he was saying, I did like. And some of that had to do with like just leadership being afraid to lead, bro. Like, because they think they're going to get investigated. And I know some of that is different stuff. And I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about the toxic ones. I'm talking about like some good leaders being afraid to lead. Being afraid to hold people accountable because they worried about, and we've seen it a lot. It's been an uptick in it in like the last 8 years where people worried about IG, you know, or something like that. And it's like, man, what'd you do? You know, it's like, I ain't do nothing. I just held the seller accountable.
Yeah. You know what?
I guess I was looking at one of your notes on here.
Yeah. Man. So I had 2 questions on there coming up, man. I'm kind of going to tie them together, Damo. They kind of almost the same. Up in there. It's addressing. It's kind of my first question was, you know, how you can address senior leadership when it I guess making a mistake or just correcting them, but being respectful too, though. Like there's a lot of times we can come at them in a way, and my other question was just to talk about that one real quick. It's correcting people, without, I guess, them getting them upset, or not being the sailor that talks back, the sailor that's fucking whatever, right? So, that's kind of my question, man, when it comes to senior leadership or correcting anybody. What is your, and I know from being CMC, to me, I feel like it's way easier now as being a CMC. But even when I was coming up the ranks, Damo, I kind of corrected people with black and white, and I felt better about it. Right? I wasn't coming up to them and trying to, and then I had a way of doing it. I ain't gonna lie to you, Damo. I always pull people to the side, and this was my go-to, Damo. And I know people gonna be like, whatever. But this was my go-to. Hey, I'm telling you this because I don't want you hearing it all the way down to P-Way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I want to let you know, like, this is what's happening, blah, 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 blah. So ain't nobody else, everybody that stops you gonna say the same thing. You hearing it right here from me. And that was kind of my go-to. And some people like, oh, you ain't got to soften the blow. It ain't about softening the blow.
Yeah.
It's about correcting sailors, man. That's really what it's about, man. And then when you correct the sailor the right way, and I ain't saying my way the right way, but I feel like it is. When you correct them a certain way, and then it's different ways too, though. Like now the second time I see it, I might not be, let me pull you to the side and say this, right? But the first time I do that, now that's going to spread. Hey, man, like seeing Chief, seeing me, doing this, he pulled me to the side, man. I respect that, man. I respect him doing it like that, blah, blah. And that kind of spreads. So what's your take on that, man? Do you got a technique you do, or do you, how you correct senior or junior sailor?
I mean, you said quite a few things. So, sorry. The first one is, I think everything should be reinforced with military policy and standard.
Yeah.
That's just the way that I think. Like everything should be reinforced with it. Not saying that you need to walk around with it, but you should be able to know it and be able to find it. And it should be able to reinforce what you're talking about, right? We shouldn't be just shooting from the hip or freestyling. Just came across something like that, at my command earlier in the week, where we've been having this standard and holding people to a standard, and somebody went against it, and we're trying to hold somebody accountable for it, but we never actually had it as an actual black and white policy standard. Like it's just, it's been tribal the whole time, where we thought it wasn't. So I think everything, so like I was saying earlier, a lot of times when I pull sellers to the side, if I correct them, I show them where it's at. And I don't do it to be like an asshole. I do it because when I was younger, I had a thirst to see where the things were, And I know not all sellers have that, but I want them to. I want you to be able to look up things and go in the instructions and read and know it and be able to, say the stuff that's in the policy. You know what I'm saying? I had a seller, he was like, hey, very recent, this kind of off course, but still on course. Like, hey, ain't nobody been teaching me my rate. We pretty much work out a rate, boom, here. And at my command, they do work out a rate. It's like, so we go to the fleet with no knowledge of our rate, and it's like, well, yeah, y'all go back to A school after y'all leave here. However, do you know what the bibs are? And almost every time I've asked the seller if they knew what the bibs were in the last 4 years, they all said no.
What?
So I'm like, all right, let me show you the bibs and let me show you where your rate is. It's all here, and that phone that you use every day, and they are receptive to it. And even with uniform, and I always ask people, I'm like, did you know that you can't do that? And they like you can't have things protruding from like your uniform, your pockets and all that things protruding. I'm like, did you know you couldn't do it? And some of them say no, and I show them. And then some of them say yes. And I ask them like, well, how did you know? Like, well, my leadership told me. And and I always say like, yo, do you want your knowledge and your responsibility of your knowledge to fall with your leadership? Like to fall with like a human, And even though humans wrote these instructions, but I'm like, all of this stuff is reinforced by something, right? So that's that first part is like, yes, I do think everything should be like supported and backed by something that's written somewhere, right? Yeah. It's a lot of military standards, to almost everything. I swear it's something that tell you how to sweep, swab, and clean a space. It's something that tell you how to look at a space when you're inspecting it. So almost everything is carried by some standard. We don't do anything that's not really carried by a standard. So that's the first part. The second part that you're talking about is when we talking to like leadership, and you talk about people that's like outrank us, right?
Yeah.
I reached out to somebody about this. I'll say the name. I reached out to Fleet Kemp about this, I think last week via like voice messages. And he gave me these are questions I don't have answers to either. You know what I mean? Like just trying to get thoughts and some things. On-the-spot correction is an on-the-spot correction. Like your skipper might have a bad uniform or something messed up with the uniform. You go ahead, hey, sir, skipper, your uniform, this, that. What I was talking to him about, and it's not really specific to where I am now, but what I was talking to him about was like, yo, how do you motivate your leadership? Like because he always seemed like a motivating guy. He seemed like a superstar in the Navy, right? Him and, your April Beldos and like certain people, they just seem like superstars when they were in. So I'm like, well, what if their like level of energy is not like the same as yours? Stuff like that. Like those types of questions I was asking him about leadership. And what he told me that he would do was he wouldn't like, he was like, I'll come at him direct, like drilling him like, hey, skipper, or hey, admiral, like you need to do better. He was like, but what he would do was invite people that he knew to the command, whether that be an officer he knew, flag that he knew, or like a senior master chief, force or fleet, whatever that he knew, he would invite them to the command and like kind of like roundabout had them talking and speaking and doing things that's going to motivate that leader, right? So that was the first thing he said he did. His explanation was a little longer than that. The other thing he said he did, he was like, every leader that I had, he was like, well, at least the good ones. He was, I tried to say it just like how he said it. But he was like, they read books. He's like, so what I would do is I would recommend a book to them that, kind of like in a roundabout way, again, was a suggestion on like ways to like motivate them. That was just the motivation part, right? Did I answer your question?
Yeah. It's just about ways of correcting them. And I like that from man from Fleet Kemp, man. Like it's ways of doing things. I guess that's what I was trying to get at, man. It's always not saying you, me, or whoever have the wrong way, long as we get into the end, a result. But it's different ways of doing stuff, man. You know what I mean? I think that's a good way, especially to my senior people, man. I like that, man.
I'm glad you said it, bro. I'm glad you said it. I'm glad you said it. Because I'm the type of dude that I'll be in the house for like a week, like, all right, I'm about to have a conversation with him. I gotta tell him, like, all right, hey, butterflies, because it's different conversation. Yeah, we supposed to be honest. We supposed to give, we supposed to get that sage wisdom, solicited or unsolicited. But even then, you still could be nervous. You know what I mean? Like the best performers get nervous before they get on stage. So it's like, all right, I gotta go talk to him. And it's gonna be like, all right, it's time to, if I cross that line, bro, I'm out. It's off to the races.
Damo. Oh man.
Hey, sir. You been fucking up, man. I want to be the one to tell you. I mean, no disrespect by this, but you're not motivated. Are you going to manage or are you going to lead?
Hey, Damo, my thing is that I can go into a situation, man, and I'm trying to tiptoe, right? And then they rebuttal.
Something. Yeah,
and
they say
it's like,
something.
fuck yeah.
See, now the reason why,
watch how you fucking talk to me.
My bad. No, my bad.
No.
My bad.
If you do that shit again, it's going to be a problem. All right? So you can do that. You can take that however you want. I'm happy to have a peaceful conversation with you. What the fuck you're not going to do is talk to me like that. You understand?
I yield. My bad. I yield.
Bro, I remember doing that at like a tag out training or something, man. I'm like, yo, all right, we out here. Got everybody together. We just gonna go back through NSTM 300, talk tag out. A couple people started throwing the why we here's. A couple people started hitting the why we here looks. Fuck that. We here because we had 3 tagout violations in the engineering departmental joints. Like, we had this violation, we had this. We was trying to beat around the bush, but so I understand with I'm just like you, bro. I'm just like, man. And it could be, I'm fragile, bro. It could be like you can say one thing. All right, it's time. It's time to, switch the code up on you, man, and tell you the truth, man.
Okay.
And I'm not, and if I hit it, bro, I'm still working on it for the listeners, but if I hit it, I'm hitting it. You ain't shit. You trash. Go home to your family. Tell your family you love them sometime. You come here, you here all day and don't accomplish shit. Who did you want to be when you were a young ensign?
Oh my goodness, bro.
You ever think about that question? Who did you want to be when you were a young ensign? Did you want to be this type of admiral? Maybe you're just tired. Oh man, yo.
What we got in there, man? Oh shit, we got that NAVADMIN dropped on them, bro.
Yeah, what's the specifics of that? Like, what's new there?
The biggest thing that's new in there, Damo.
Well, let's tell them what NAVADMIN we talk about first.
Okay. The NAVADMIN, shit, I ain't got it. The NAVADMIN 22125 is pretty much an update to the base billet BBA. So one of the biggest updates in there that I seen was like pretty much not all of them. It's still some certain communities not in there, a couple of them, but pretty much every rate is in there now, right? Yeah. And I want to tell everybody that if you look, you know anything about BBA, and I knew it because I was kind of in there from the beginning when I was a damage controlman. And what it says in there, if you part of the BBA, you cannot be mapped, right? Mm-hmm. So now all of these, and I'm saying is to say, it's probably a goodbye to the map program because most of these all the rates, are BBA. Especially if you in like the surface, like doing a lot of stuff in the surface community and all that stuff. Most of that, all that shit is a BBA now.
Yeah, I mean, we knew that was coming, right?
Yeah,
but they got CA2P, right?
Yeah, CA2P, A2P.
Some of that's like mapping.
It is. It's pretty much the same thing, to tell you the truth. CA2P is pretty much just like mapping, bro. Yeah. Now I'm gonna tell you right now the problem I got. The only problem I got, bro. I ain't a hater to this, right? 'Cause I think you can feel some billets and you can get some things accomplished and all that stuff, right? And sometimes it's at the command level,
Yeah.
So I like that. But I'm going to tell you my only issue I got with the CA2P is that the human factor, bro. You know what I mean? When the human factor come in and it's my sailor, they done 2 years on here. What if they not that good? But it's your sailor though. And people say, oh, I ain't going to do that. No, people do it all the time. You know what I'm saying? We do it all the time. Now, what we really gonna be counting on is that commander or CMC probably has a lot of pull in this. Also, is that we have to be able to look into that sailor and say, okay, we're gonna have this sailor for 3 more years. Is this the LPO that I want running this work center, running this division for 3 more years, right?
Yeah.
If as a second class, this is a work center soup I want here doing this job for the next 3 years. And a couple of things. Another change is that change on station, right? So now you don't have to be on there a certain length of time no more, like say 12 months, 18 months, 24 months. That's going away too, right? So if you are, done all the requirements that you need to do, you are good to go. You don't have to wait a certain time when you get to a command.
Yeah.
But almost everything else is damn near the same, man, when it comes to it. You got just A2P, CA2P. Yeah. I wonder how A2P I know you're just gonna have like the A2P portion of it. Like, so I guess if the command doesn't have that or have that, person that's there, I guess they can put it out there and somebody can apply for it.
Yeah. And you might have said this, and I was looking at the notes, so I kind of missed it maybe, but they extended that from 2 years, right? They extended it a little bit from 24 months. Yeah.
Yeah, from the SIM side of it, right? The SIM got extended from 24 to 30 months.
Yeah, 30 months. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a lot there. I was looking at the notes on Reddit about it, people talking about it, because it's the nukes, the MUs, subs, like SEAL operators, cell res, and TAR, I think.
Yeah.
The ones that still exempted from that program. But so BBA, man, is here, man. It's here to stay. I got my pick of the week, and that's it. Like I said, we didn't have a hero. We were planning on having a guest who had a pretty dope story. So life and regrets, living in our regrets, man.
Yeah.
My pick of the week is Relentless by Tim Grover, which might have inspired this episode. You know what I mean? But so Relentless by Tim S. Grover, we were recommended this book by Captain Lacey Vestal, who I got to talk to, because if she reading this, man, we got to talk. This book is like, it's like a drug or something, man. It's two parts of this book, though. The first part that I really, really like, that feels like a drug. It's super motivational. Like, bro, I ran yesterday, bro. I ran 3 7-minute miles straight yesterday. And I ain't done it in a while. So I ran an 8-minute mile, then I ran 3 7-minute miles straight. And my second mile was 7:01. So I could have cracked 7 minutes, but I didn't. So I ain't do that in a while.
Yeah.
And that was the book, man. It just make you, it's the book, man. Like, it just make you want to do more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
It just make you want to maximize, bro. Like, so I've been super like charged up coming off of reading this thing, man. And a little bit about Tim Grover before I get to, so I said Courtney's book was the fastest book I read this year. Relentless will probably be that. I'm pretty much done. A little bit about Tim S. Grover. So he was Kobe's personal trainer, right? Like athletic trainer, whatever you want to call it. He was Jordan's trainer. That's honestly, them two is enough for me. I'm sold. You know what I mean?
Right.
He was Barkley's trainer. He was Dwayne Wade's trainer. All he been around, all he know about is winning at the highest levels. And people with relentless kind of association with winning. And what I mean by it's a tale of two books, because the first book is just motivated. Like, I recommend it for any junior seller. Read it, boom, boom, boom. The second book, when he started tapping into like the dark sides of these people and things like that, some of that stuff I think just conflict with, and it might not. And if you read this book and you think it doesn't, like Captain Vestal, let me know. But I think some of the dark side part and some of the like social part, the emotional, like intelligence aspect. Like, Kobe wasn't really known for being a great teammate, as far as from what I know and remember, he wasn't known for being the greatest of teammates. Michael Jordan wasn't known for being the greatest of teammate. Yeah, they made the people better on the court. They made teams better, like players flourish alongside Mike. But I mean, Mike, he is who he is, talk trash to you. Steve Kerr had to punch him one time, like frustrated to the point. Kobe used to practice on his own basket. like, yo, can't nobody practice on his basket, So they were just different types of people. And when he gets into that, I think some of those things, what we do, especially in our roles that we have now, I think some of those things conflict. Like, I can't only see red or only see me. I got like people to take care of. And like, they got significant life events that we got to focus on and think about. So I can't be like, I got a first class that needs some mentorship and I'm on my Kobe shit. Like, yo, don't talk to me, bro.
Yeah.
So that's the only place where it's like, damn, but that first half of that book is great. I got a couple quotes from him. I actually wrote one on a wall, which I heard a million times, but I don't know, it laid out different to me now. And it says, don't study the competition, make the competition study you. You know, and I like that one a lot. I like that a lot because it's like, hey, just do you. Don't think about nobody else. And they talked about that when they were comparing like Apple to Microsoft at one point. Like Microsoft was trying to meet and compete, and Apple was trying to just fleet. Like, yo, we moving. Another one he said was, you either make a decision or time will make a decision for you. And that one hit hard too. And it went a lot deeper. That's a surface level thing. It went a whole lot deeper when it came to like people just taking long, like tolling over things when it come to making a decision. And then 9 times out of 10, you go with what your first thought was anyway. And, you know, so that was another one. As I wrote, I would love these philosophies. Yeah. So I wrote it here in the notes. I would love these philosophies shaped to leading sellers. Because right now, I don't see it shaped to leading sellers. And the one I wrote like right before we got onto this episode, he said, and the backstory was he was dealing with a player who was like had an issue, an injury or something like that. So he was trying to help the player, but the player wasn't committed to the help. So he pretty much told the player like, hey, you could screw up your own reputation. You're not going to screw up mine. You know, like, and that hit me real hard. Like, yo, no, I'm a cleaner. And you know, he got terms, right? Closer is one, cleaner is one, and it's another term. I know, but whenever he wrote this book, Kobe was still alive. It's pretty obvious. And he didn't look at LeBron as a cleaner. So a cleaner is like the top tier of what it is you could be. He looked at Dwayne Wade as a cleaner, but he didn't look at LeBron as a cleaner. He said he felt like, for quite a few reasons, like he felt like people could get to LeBron. And he said one time somebody was talking trash about LeBron like before a game. And then like they asked LeBron about the person that was talking trash. And LeBron was like, yo, I ain't even going to entertain that. And then he entertained it. Like he wound up responding. So he just said like, he just didn't look at LeBron as and that time, but he said he felt like LeBron was on his way to being a cleaner in that time. Now he analyzed something that Russell Westbrook did in the series, championship series. I think it was against Cleveland or whoever it was against, but he analyzed something Russ did where Russ, he called a timeout. No, he fouled somebody. And if you're an NBA player, you might remember this play, but Russ had fouled somebody and it was a no foul kind of scenario. He fouled somebody, he sent them to the line and the person, made the free throws and the game was over. He fouled Mario Chalmers, sent Mario Chalmers to the line. Mario Chalmers made the free throw, game was over. But he looked at Russ like a cleaner though. He looked at, he was like that behavior that Russ made, and this was like, you know, Russ was young, OKC. He was like that behavior that Russ made, I know he got that like cleaner in him. Like, but definitely Kobe, definitely Mike, and just a guy that's just been around like these kind of guys. That like the Charles Barkley story. So Charles Barkley was hurt. He hurt his leg. He told Chuck, he said, yo, you can't dunk. Don't dunk. And Chuck, he said, hey, pass me a ball. And Chuck dunked 10 times straight off one leg and never landed the leg that had the cast on it once. Like the leg that had the cast on it never hit the ground. Like he dunked 10 times off of one leg. So these the kind of people that, you know, Mike had a flu game. Kobe had a flu game. You know, well, of course, Mike had something different, but Kobe had a flu game. Kobe shot free throws on one leg. Like, you know, it's just a lot with these guys that it's just this relentless effort to be the one, you know? Yeah. And so like I said, I think it helps with more of the junior sellers to just motivate you. I think as you get more senior, you need to get some Brene Brown in your life. You need to get some Simon Sinek in your life, like just to kind of balance that. But it's definitely to me, it's an amazing book, bro.
Yeah. It's
5 out of 5.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. So my pick of the week is going to come from the book also, Relentless, right? So I haven't got through it all, but in the beginning of the book, man, it made me think about something that I kind of, I ain't gonna say I'm always thinking about, man, but I'm always thinking about like motivational stuff. And I'm thinking about, you know, the will to win, you know, at all costs type stuff. And he said something in that book about, you know, being confident. Right? Being confident, and being confident comes with putting the work in. right? You got to put the work in. So you don't have to think about it, because when you think about it, you are a step behind, right? He said it kind of like that. You're a step behind if you have to think. Then I took that and I started thinking about the stuff we do in the military when it comes to, like, I used to, you guys know, I'm a damage controlman. So it came to all the drills we run, right? And that goes back to what? If something really hit the fan, right? What you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to do what you've been trained to do, right? Mm-hmm. So all the times we run those drills a million times and nobody wants to do it, guess what? It could take only one day when shit hit the fucking fan and you got to freaking respond, and you're going to respond from the training that you already had, bro. That's what you're going to fall. That's your fallback. You fall back on fundamentals, right? That's what you fall back on. So that's one of the things I took from the little part. I read, like, I got to the introduction, like half of the, first chapter, man. But I'm already excited about this book, man. So I can't wait to finish, and I'll give you guys my little bit of touch on it too. Damo just gave his. I put a little touch on it also, but I can tell it's gonna be something that I fuck with.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, yo, Damon, this is for you, bro.
Yeah,
like, this is definitely for you.
Most definitely can tell. Yeah, bro.
Damn, Candace just invited me to her retirement. It's on a pod day, bro. So I might wind up doing it. So I might wind up not being on that episode.
Most definitely.
It's on a Saturday. I like that.
That's good shit, though.
So maybe we could push the pod up an hour. We'll see. All right, yeah. Hey, for the listeners, I mean, hopefully y'all made it to this part. This was more like venting, ranting,
talking
who knows?
Shit.
Yeah, preaching. But this was that. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And to the guests, man, hopefully you still listen to this episode, man, and you kind of see the position you put us in, man.
Yeah, man. I had some notes for you and shit too, man. I took a lot of time writing some shit down, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's all good. It's all
Aaron
good.
Aaron did research. He went and interviewed somebody else to prep for you. Come on, dog. No, we love you.
Yep. Most definitely. Mississippi, stand up.